thought he said Kanye at first. I was like, well, this will be interesting. I'm back with another drunk reaction, and today I'm drinking Fireball as I often am. One thing Hollywood never really talks about is how we lie about our dreams. I don't mean lying by adding shit, I mean lying by omission. I think we all do it. I know I do it. And I'll give you a very specific example here. Last night, I had a dream about The Sopranos. But it wasn't like I was in The Sopranos. My dream was I was watching The Sopranos as a reaction, right? Because I've been doing a lot of these reactions this week, and I plan to do more. I'm going to be doing them all day today. And in the dream, Meadow and Hunter got in trouble with somebody. I don't, one of somebody from season one of Sopranos. I don't remember his name. It's just some guy that Tony associated with a little bit. And the guy tried to do something to him, and they got away from him. And then they went and they told Tony, and Tony didn't want to fucking hear it because Tony was in bad trouble. Like he had been cornered by the FBI and his enemies, and he needed money really bad. So he was going to ask this guy for money. And so then they come to him talking about some shit that would make him want to kill the guy instead of getting money for him. So he really needed money from this guy. So he told the girls to shut the fuck up and get out of his face. Handle your own problems, is what he said. So they go away. And then Tony goes to this guy. He's like, look, man, I really need this money from you. You would really save my ass. I would owe you a huge favor. And the guy's reluctant. He doesn't want to do it. And so finally Tony talks the guy into giving him this money that he needs to save his fucking life. Keep him out of jail and save his life. Just as the guy agrees, Tony and the guys shake hands, and one of these dream details is they spit in their hands before they shake it, because that's what happened to Deadwood. You know how your dreams mix shit up? So they're doing that, and as they do it, Hunter shows up, Meadow actually shows up. Hunter's behind her, but they're both there. Meadow shows up and stabs the guy in the back of the fucking neck, right in the spine with an ice pick. And she calls out, she goes, ah! And does that, and stabs him in the fucking neck, and fucking kills him. Just as he agrees to give Tony the money that would save Tony's ass. The kind of twist you'd probably more likely see in Game of Thrones than you would see in Sopranos, right? So the guy falls down, he's dead, and everybody's looking at her all shocked. Tony's shocked, everybody, they're shocked and they're pissed. And meanwhile, while this is happening on the screen, I had spilled some drink in my lap. And I'm like, fuck, man. And so I'm doing all this shit, and I'm cleaning up after myself when this massive moment, the biggest moment in show history, happens. And so my reaction to it is, I'm cleaning my fucking lap while it happens. I said, what the fuck? And this has happened before where I'll spill something on myself and I'm trying to clean myself up. When something mediocre, something that would be a good reaction happens, I'm like, well, fuck, I guess I can't use that. So if you've ever noticed where maybe something you liked in the show that I didn't react to it, most likely I had my thumb up my ass and my drink in my lap. You know what I'm saying? So, just so you know, just behind the scenes note there. And I was fucking pissed because it's the biggest moment in the show. Meadow fucking kills somebody. Not only does she kill somebody, which is a big character moment, but in doing so, she jeopardizes her father even more, where he's probably going to die now. And it was all Tony's fault, because he didn't listen to her. He didn't hear her out. He sent her away, right? So, it occurs to me in the dream that, well, I'm just going to back this up and rewatch it and then pretend it's the first time I've seen it, and I'll have a big reaction and everybody will like me and I'll get 1,000 subscribers, which is my secret desire. I need 1,000 subscribers so I can start leaving community posts, right? So that's my goal. That's what I want to get. And then, everybody will like me. This is what and then that's all I remember the dream. I really want to know what happens next in my dream version of Sopranos. That sounds pretty fucking awesome. That's all I remember, right? So then I wake up this morning and I'm thinking about this dream. I was like, okay, I'm going to share this dream. Then it occurs to me, this thought actually goes in my head. You should leave out the part about, rewinding and rewatching it, because they'll think you really do that, right? Because that's something I am staunchly against, by the way. There's a guy that does Game of Thrones reactions. I have stopped watching it because I keep getting the suspicion that it's not the first time you've seen the show. I don't know what it is. It's a gut feeling. I can't put my fucking finger on it, but there's just something about him, and my gut keeps telling me he's seen this shit before. And I don't know what it is, man. It's if I listen to my gut, and it's so annoying. I'll be sitting here he would say some shit before the Red Wedding, and I'd be like, there's no way anybody would ever fucking think of this if they didn't know what was going to happen. And then again, he did it again during Jeffrey's wedding. He said some shit. I was like, there is no fucking way anybody would ever say this unless they had seen it before. And so then that's when I stopped watching, was that episode. And I liked his reaction, man. I really enjoyed him. But I cannot shake the feeling that he has fucking seen this shit before, man. And it's just sometimes when you get a thought in your head, you just can't get out. And I could be completely wrong. I could totally be wrong. Because that's a horrible thing to accuse somebody of. But, I know there statistically speaking, there's got to be a couple of reactors out here who are bullshitting us, who have seen shit before. And so that's in the back of my head. Statistically speaking, that's happened, right? And it's just something I would never do it. First of all, I'm a terrible actor. Second of all, it's just like, I have like watched shit that I've seen before, but I tell you guys, I have seen it before, like when I was doing those one shots, and I did 3 one shots where I had seen the shit before, like Hannibal, I've seen before, and then like Battlestar Galactica that I'm actually doing over Patreon now, I had seen it before. It's just been 15 years, so it's like I hadn't in most cases. Like a lot of shit I don't remember, but I'll fucking say it, man, because I'm not trying to fucking bullshit anybody. So the point being, since it's something I would never do, I hate the thought of somebody thinking I would do it. And so it occurred to me to not tell you, to leave that detail of the dream out. Because the dream itself, by itself, the dream is cool. It's something I wanted to share, right? But I had that thought in my head. Leave that part out. Leave that part out about backing up and pretending you hadn't seen it. Because there's going to be somebody out there who thinks you do that shit. And so that thought was more interesting to me than the dream was. Because it speaks to the human nature. I believe there's something shameful in every dream that we don't share with anybody. Maybe we share it with the person we're closest to. Maybe. Like, the best friend. It's like, yeah, man, I dreamed about my sister and shit. And, and then with everybody else, it may be a really cool dream. You leave out the part where you whipped your dick out at the end of the dream, right? But maybe with your best friend, you mentioned, okay, yeah, I also pulled out the meat. That one secret, shameful thing that you would never do in real life, I think it happens in every dream, and I think 99% of the time we don't tell anybody that shit happened. Now, I don't have a sister, but if I dreamed about it, if I had a sister I dreamed about it, I don't know, I'd be sharing this to fucking YouTube, right? But this one, it's like I know I would never do it, and if people believe it that I would, I guess whatever, you're gonna believe what you're gonna believe. But like I had that thought, and I was like, no, man, I'm gonna tell this shit because it does speak to something I want to talk about with Sopranos. I believe that there's always that one secret shameful detail in dreams that people don't want to share, right? And I've noticed, I think this Tony Soprano does this. I think it's very fucking subtle. I think this is my subconscious like trying to tell me, pay more attention to these dreams. Because I'll bet there is a detail in these dreams he doesn't tell people. He doesn't tell his therapist. And I'm going to start paying attention to that more. I know he did it with, like, when he was fucking that woman he was with, when he was talking to his wife. She says anything going on, and then he has this, I think it was a daydream of him fucking her while he was wearing the Roman uniform, right? The Roman legionary uniform. I don't think that was a dream. I think that was more of a fantasy. It was like showing his mental state. But I'm going to start paying attention to his dreams more, and let me know if anything we've seen up to this point, if he has, like, omitted a detail of a dream that they showed us. I know that the therapist, there wasn't anything she left out of the dream where Tony died. There wasn't anything there. But no, it's just something cause I wonder, because now I think about it, because I had that thought this morning, I started thinking, then nobody ever talks about this in movies and TV shows. They show the dreams, and then they'll show people telling people about the dreams, but they never say the thing that we all know about, which is we never share 100% of a dream. That would be very interesting. If the Sopranos actually cracked that barrier, if they didn't, I might write a script where they crack the barrier. Because it's not something I've ever seen. Whenever I see something I've never seen, or it occurs to me that there's something I've never seen in TV shows, it makes me want to write that. So I think I'm on something here. But yeah, leave a comment. You don't have to give me the details of the shit you don't want to share with anybody, but just tell me if you've ever lied or left something out when you were telling people about a dream. I'm very curious about that shit. Because dreams in and of themselves are bullshit. But the way we react to the dreams, the way we interpret the dreams, the way we tell other people about the dreams, that's very interesting because that speaks to our character, our personalities. That's where we start getting into interesting shit. Just as in with TV shows, the dreams themselves are usually just bullshit. The writers are having fun. But how the characters react to, interpret, and move on from the dreams can be extremely interesting. So, pretty long. I'll probably leave one of those text warnings for people to skip this shit. But I thought that was very interesting. And it's something I wanted to talk about with one of these intros today. And so this seems like a good place to do it. So, but anyway, let's get back into this shit. We're up to the 11th episode of the season. And after this episode, the final 2 episodes of the season are going to be part of the 12 Days of Christmas Marathon. And then we'll be back here next Tuesday with the start of season 3. Can't wait. Oh, I noticed this episode's called House Arrest. So I have a feeling this is probably going to be a Uncle Junior centric episode. We haven't seen anything from Uncle Junior in a while, man. Like, he's probably had maybe 10 scenes the entire season, which is kind of shocking to me. It's maybe a few more than that if we were to literally sit down and count them. But, like, I don't remember many of them. He's fucking, he falls down in the tub. And Tony, they kind of, I guess him and Tony kind of reconcile. Because Tony loves his family. That's one thing you can say about Tony, that son of a bitch. He loves his family, and he wouldn't do something like this lightly. Other shows we've seen, man, they don't give a shit for a family member. Pop, right? For him, it means much more than that. So, point being, though, like, we just have not seen a lot of it. And then Richie was trying to fucking get him last episode, right? Well, why don't you come over here and, like, take another shot at the crown, right? And he's like, go fuck yourself. So, this is probably going to be an Uncle Junior centric episode, and we're going to see what he's doing. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe like he's got his own thing going, and he just doesn't trust Richie. So, but we'll see. I can still chair dance and not spill on myself, by the way. Damn. It's like that. I guess this is what they call sending a message. What are you going to do, motherfucker? What if he stopped and turned around and said, what? What the fuck would you do? I know he's mad, so I'll allow it. Jesus, man. They leave it up. Dicks. You notice it's all vegetables? There's a message there.
Because you didn't make full pickups on 12/16.
This is just petty, man.
20th.
We'll try to send the truck out tomorrow.
And be charged again. Dick. What a terrible way to do business. Hey, man.
Right,
he didn't say come in.
Again, see what he says.
Dick, you wait for him to say come in, asshole.
Looked thirsty last time I saw you.
Look, this lawyer had nothing to do with getting him off, man.
I know I left you someplace.
Yeah. It's nice that he brings a gift, though. He's that kind of guy. He'll give you a gift.
Melody, here we go. The Neil Mink lecture series.
You're goddamn right. Listen to this shit.
We were staring into the... I told you. I was home alone. You and Macaulay Culkin.
Mm-hmm.
Except that neither one of you would have been alone. Champagne's nice.
That Legal Eagle reaction channel is awesome, by the way. He talked about all the crimes committed in the movie Home Alone. You should watch it. It's really fucking awesome. It's hilarious.
Oh, please. You know what boiling fat smells like?
It's pretty awful.
Barone Sanitation. Get your ass out of that strip club and go there.
He's got a good point. This makes a lot of sense.
The feds are a business, Anthony. Millions of tax dollars invested in watching your ass. Sooner or later, just like you, they're going to want a return on that investment.
He's right. This lawyer's very smart, man.
Mercy.
Oh, here we go with this shit.
Sledgehammer to my balls.
Well, then don't fall in the shower, motherfucker.
When I get out of here, we're going to a discotheque. You and me.
Discotheque.
What's so funny?
You ain't never discothecing again, motherfucker. That's what's funny.
Sopranos, here to reattach your electronic bracelet.
House arrest. I get the
They give you the
title.
important jobs, huh?
This is important, motherfucker.
Your name's really McLuhan?
Right.
So that makes you Marshall McLuhan.
What about it,
That's
motherfucker?
right.
All right, you may feel...
Okay.
Lucky fucking me.
Old and bitter. That's no way to be.
Sandwich or something?
Did you hear me with my balls? Who can fucking eat?
Damn, an Italian who can't eat? An Italian mobster who can't eat? It's time to put him to pasture, man. You know what can really help trauma patients is movement therapy. Have you ever heard of that? They never talk about that in TV shows and movies either. Movement therapy. It's actually a pretty good deal, man. So you're just going to drink that straight. Like a fucking animal. Actually, I think there was some water in it. It's hard to tell since that's a clear drink. Okay, I take back my comment. I would have to run it back, but I'm almost positive there's some water in there first.
So?
I love the
What's
symbology
up?
there, by the way. That was not lost on me. She has to take a stiff drink before talking to this son of a bitch.
I know,
I love that.
I'm bored or
I
something.
actually love that. And that was a
Come here
pretty
no
stiff
more.
drink too, man. That was like that
Wow.
much.
Not the first time we've heard you say that.
If it's vodka, that means you can't smell it under breath, which is another very interesting detail.
No offense, but let's face it, this is starting to feel like a waste of time. I'm sure for the both of us.
Look, dude, you've only been in therapy again for 6 episodes.
Brad Pitt and that blonde. Gwyneth Paltrow.
Sliding doors?
Fuck no. 7.
Brad Pitt wasn't in Sliding
It's a
Doors.
good movie, and I never
The
seen
fuck
it
you
before.
talking about? Boy, I'll
if we do it,
backhand
I'm
her
thinking-
ass.
Why do I give a shit who the killer is? What difference is that information going to make in my life?
Damn, dude.
Very true.
You have a
So shut
very
it off.
colorless
Good
life,
for
man.
you.
Yeah, let me
What
finish
did
the
you do
story first.
instead?
Went out in the yard and burned ants with a magnifying glass.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that.
Little sense of humor here.
It wasn't funny, dude.
Oh, so it's all about your legal problems.
She is a terrible therapist. Terrible, man. Absolutely awful. I would bore you if I went into detail about why, specifically why she's terrible. Just take my word for it. She is fucking awful. A lot of it is okay. Here's one example that's pretty quick. It's the comments she gets back to it, man. It's good writing. It's dramatic. They're clever lines and shit, right? This that bitch that was,
Mr.
dude.
Soprano, you have to stay in the wheelchair until you leave
Um,
the building. Hospital rules.
It's good TV, but it's terrible therapy. And so that's kind of what I'm talking about here.
You remember my Chucky?
Chucky.
He drove the bike for the butchers.
I think the Daw movie has ruined that name forever. Nobody can be named Chucky anymore.
Karen,